Should be a nice, calm few hours then, if nothing's actually going on.
Yeah, we're on our way to with the Alkaindak order, where we're just gonna make a bunch of new friends.
Who is concentrating on this path, and what does the path look like?
I was at this.
It sounded like Liberation hijacked it, so.
I think you created it, and then Liberation is concentrating on it.
Yeah, because you fucked it up.
So what does this path look like that you guys are walking?
Well, last week I did say it was a city street of Sigil, and that's pretty lame, as everybody made abundantly clear.
Not necessarily lame.
It's not lame. It's
just
frightening. It's frightening because there's nobody on it.
Yeah,
and it's completely like a
Well,
quiet Sigil. Ooh.
Then we should be able to see anyone coming. It makes sense.
I imagine the streets of Manhattan with nobody talking and like no cars and everything. It's just like
what's it?
Freaky.
You ever seen the opening of Vanilla Sky like that?
In the distance, as you're marching down this endless Sigil City street, that's kind of formed in this bubble around Liberation. So some 30, 40-ish feet in front of him, new cobblestones are forming out of air, wooden planks coming together on each side, iron spikes forming up over the streets. And then behind you, exactly the opposite routine. Things melting back into the chaos of limbo. So you're kind of leaving this bizarre wake behind you as you move forward. There's this very structured construction ahead of you, and then behind you, the further away it gets, the more and more it dissolves until you look back and you can see just the nothingness of the swirling limbo stew in the distance.
My conception of limbo is that it's not just nothingness, it's like an everythingness.
Right.
Yeah. Everything and nothing all at the same time.
Yeah.
But being on limbo, I mean, not that Riot has this to compare it to, but being on limbo has kind of shown you that these two extremes have many similar qualities. I guess the best way to describe limbo would be kind of if you took all of the matter of the universe and averaged it out into this thin, like semi-gaseous, swirling mass. That's what the chaos stuff is made of. But it doesn't feel like anything you've ever felt. It doesn't have temperature or pressure the way that you understand it. And then spontaneously it'll just create like a swirling hot fireball out of nothing for no reason that'll get doused as soon as it comes in. And you see these chaotic and very sporadic bursts of elemental creation pop into existence all around your little safe bubble. Some of them pick a direction to have gravity in and fall away. Some of them, sometimes you'll see like a giant dirt clump that crumbles away organically. Sometimes it just pops out of existence as quickly as it appeared. The weather, to say the least, is unsettling. What's the weather like inside of your bubble?
Probably just as drizzly and crappy as it is in Sigil.
And everybody is very thankful that this is what Liberation has chosen.
Yeah, Mahogany starts walking towards the edge of the bubble at this point.
Yeah, Ronnie was thinking about the same thing. Like,
I'm pretty comfortable here. Like Riot hates going to other planes, more or less. It's just like if we got a little piece of Sigil here, that's fine with her.
See,
What?
that is like it's something normal, like normal-ish for all of us. So it'd be easier for us to focus on that. Like,
could you at least put a roof over our heads and maybe get rid of this drizzle?
Oh, and add like a vehicle and like a horse, like a horse vehicle. So because you can't make living stuff.
Liberation is ignoring Mahogany now.
Like some kind of like robot.
I mean, I wouldn't actually mind an actual
What's a robot?
for once. The drizzle of Sigil is just ugh.
Liberation changes his mind and makes pandemonium for everybody.
Yeah, you want that? Let's do that.
What are you creating as far as light is concerned? How are you seeing? Keeping in mind that one of the elements you kind of have access to is just pure radiance. That you can just create light out of nothing.
Yeah, I'm thinking that it'd be illumination similar to the illumination at full peak.
Okay. And even that is unsettling because obviously the illumination you see in the sky in Sigil is too far away for you to maintain, so you're trying to approximate it by making it smaller and much closer. And to those of you who've spent your whole life on the drizzly streets of Sigil, looking up at this way too close and somewhat discolored and too bright radiance in the sky above you is hauntingly weird. Outside of your little bubble, you do see many periodic points of light. If you look for just a second, it looks like maybe faraway stars on any other like prime material plane that you may have visited. But if you concentrate, you see them constantly popping in and out of existence. Distant fireballs or points of radiance or streams of magma that flow for seconds or minutes at a time. In front of you, in the direction you're traveling, there's one point of light that has maintained its position. And you realize that it's growing in size and moving towards you. This orange glow that's difficult to say how far off, because distance in Limbo is just as chaotic as the matter.
All right, either we're getting close to our destination, or someone's coming after us.
Yeah,
guys,
it's
so
moving
be on your
towards
ready.
us, or we're moving towards it.
Yes.
That's about the best answer you could hope for in a place.
Well,
like
we can
this.
figure this out. Like, let's go at like an angle and see if it stays at an angle.
You want to try and skew off to the side and see if they change course. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, skew off the left just a little bit and skirt their path then.
And this point of orange glowing light moves to intercept you.
Okay.
That's interesting.
So that means that someone's coming our way. So be on your guard, everyone.
Let's at least make them a nicer entrance then. Well, actually, maybe they'll feel at home.
Well, since you seem to have the overactive imagination, why don't you take the lead on that?
Oh yeah? All right.
Nodal, make an intelligence check.
Well, I'm bad at that.
Technically, this would be a chaos shaping check, but none of you have the capability to do that. So straight intelligence.
No.
That was almost
13.
the one.
It was what?
13.
13. And Elsie Clone, make an intelligence saving throw.
Who's Elsie Clone?
You.
Okay.
I forgot your new name because it's not as cool.
Face isn't as cool. Oh, I failed.
Liberation goes to hand over the concentration to Mahogany, and the rest of you feel the shaking and shuddering around you as Mahogany is unable to just grasp the monumental size of the creation that Liberation has been maintaining into his own concentration, and Liberation is unable to grab hold of it as it slips away. So before you know it, you all are standing amidst this crumbling Sigil city block that is dissolving away into the chaos stuff.
Uh-oh.
All right, can I
Move
try
towards
to pick
the
it up?
edge that Mahogany was at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has he started to sustain anything on the other beyond the edge of Liberation's bubble?
What did my 13 get me? Is what we're asking here.
How about everybody roll an initiative?
All right.
Okay.
Okay. God damn it! I did.
Sorry.
Every time.
Everybody went for the
Every
dice,
time.
and
There we go. Just want one die. That's all I need.
Riot, what's you get?
5.
What about Kelian?
17.
And Liberation?
I am on a 7.
Serenity
9.
and Mahogany.
10.
You know what? Just to make this more interesting,
It took me like a good 35 seconds to find my initiative spot on my sheet. That's how long it's been.
Yeah. I didn't find it. I just I recalculated it.
That's fine.
So, your limited experience in Limbo tells you that you have a totally random amount of time before this matter that's been created around you either transforms into something else or melts away or disappears, and you have the illusion of standing in this semi-stable bubble of cobblestones and buildings, but you also have to keep in mind that the air above your head was also being maintained, and it may spontaneously turn into, I don't know, like quartz crystal or whatever. Kelian, what are you doing?
That's a good question. What am I doing?
Now, here's, just to recap the rules from last week. You can use your intelligence check to create matter. Once it's created, you can make another check to concentrate on it. And the bigger piece, or the larger the size, the harder the check is. Mahogany was trying to grab concentration on a very, very large place, so his DC was 15. If you just try to create and stabilize a place around you personally, that would be more like 5. So the question you'll have to ask yourselves is this something you're going to try to solve individually, or are you going to go for the big guns? And right now, Kelian has that first decision to make.
Kelian looks at Mahogany very expectantly. So he's going to hold his action. Can I hold my action to see if Mahogany makes his check, and if it doesn't, then make an individual bubble?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that.
All right, so who moved over to near me?
Nobody's moved
Serenity,
yet.
okay.
Everybody just rolled initiative. So all that's happened right now is Liberation handed over the concentration, and Mahogany has a worried look on his face for a moment.
All right. How big an area were we in?
It was fairly large, because you had about 30 feet in front of you and 30 feet behind.
Yeah, we had like a city block or something.
Yeah, that seems excessive. So, is there is everyone spread out across that entire 30 feet?
I would imagine not.
I'm gonna try to move into the middle of the group and grab a much smaller piece, just around the group members.
Okay, make this check, but make it at disadvantage.
All right. If I can get it, we're in good shape, because I make really good concentration checks. No. 3.
And Mahogany, when you reach out and try to control a smaller portion that you just did, you feel the plane pushing back against you. Like you've already tried to harness this power and failed once, and now it's actively working against your mind. Kelian, that triggers your roll.
And this is intelligence, right?
It's an intelligence check.
Yeah.
Remember, intelligence is a dump stat, only useful for wizards.
16.
16. So how do you, this? You were aiming for your little individual bubble?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you make?
Kelian makes Kelian like I imagine he would probably make a simple clear dirt path, a little bit of grass, but just enough to keep him inside his own little bubble.
Okay.
Very nondescript, very non-flashy. Maybe remnants of Easegard? Or no, not
Okay.
wherever the Taker plane is.
Yeah, it's Eastguard.
It is Easegard, okay. Yeah.
All right, so you've got this little 5-foot circular plot of Eastguardian soil to stand on.
Yeah. And Kelian looks at everyone else like, you want in, or?
Serenity, you're up.
Serenity takes a running leap off of the edge of through a window in one of the abandoned storefronts, off the edge of the area that was being maintained by Liberation, and immediately imagines herself surrounded by a 5-foot radius pocket of vacuum with a small stone platform at her feet, no gravity, or gravity pulling her down onto the platform, and 2 torch strength bits of fire above her head to see by.
Okay, go ahead and make that intelligence check.
It's at 12.
12? Okay, you make this bizarre little place for her to stand. At this point, Serenity, you notice first, because you kind of exited the main bubble, which is crumbling all around you. This orange glowing, you start seeing streaks of light erupt from it towards you, and exploding somewhere in the interim between it and you. And it does seem to be moving closer with every passing moment.
We've got incoming!
Liberation, what's up?
All right, try and grab hold of what's left of the city cobblestones and reassert my control over that.
Okay. Make that check, but remember, make it a disadvantage.
Wow.
That's the roll I made.
It's not going to do it. Riot, what's up?
How big is Kelian's area of Bytopia?
Of Bytopia?
Or what did he say?
Eastguard.
It's about
Eastguard.
5 foot square, just enough for him, basically. Like, in a pinch, you could poke your head into it, but it would not be comfortable.
Yeah.
And you definitely couldn't fight effectively both standing there.
Yeah, I wish he'd made it bigger.
Well, okay.
You can expand it.
Yeah.
I guess I should make my own little bubble, but like I don't want to have to concentrate on that because a lot of my spells require concentration. But I feel like that's the only way for me to, at the moment, survive. Yeah, I'm gonna go and try. I'm gonna try and make a 10 by 10 area.
Okay. Go ahead and make that intelligence check. Your DC is 10.
Okay. Oh, not at advantage. What am I even doing? All right, got a 14.
Okay. And what kind of little area do you make?
It's Sigligan, but it's not the roads. It's like the alleyways.
Okay, that's even more distressing.
Not to
So-
Riot.
Mahogany and Liberation are still standing in the crumbling bubble. Riot is standing... Riot and Kelian are standing in smaller parts of that crumbling bubble. Serenity has ejected herself from that bubble, and you've all made little piles of rubble for yourself. So, Liberation and Mahogany... Cobblestones erupt from the ground in snake-like patterns radiating out from where you're standing. And in the pockmarks left behind by these cobbles, it fills up with this extremely sticky, viscous ooze. Movement on the ground in here is now difficult terrain.
That's interesting.
Kelian, you're up.
I'd like to expand my bubble.
Okay, so you're going to expand the bubble, or are you going to try to lock down your concentration on it? These are two different actions.
Yeah, expand my bubble. Why not?
Okay, make another
Let's make
intelligence check.
Let's make this fun and exciting.
How big are you looking to make it?
Enough to hold one other person.
Okay.
Kelian, how'd your character die? Oh, Limbo swallowed him up.
They didn't die.
Fire, a little bit of ice, a little bit of
15.
ooze, a little bit of
15?
magma.
Okay. So you and Riot both now have a 10 by 10 area. Now, just to reiterate, you're not yet concentrating to keep those areas stable. So they might slip away from you if you don't continue to make successive checks.
Yeah, I get that. But Kelian gestures for someone else to come into the bubble.
Moving or staying put, Kelian?
Can I move?
Yeah.
If I move, does the bubble move with me? Or does that require the concentration check?
No, because what
Wanna
what your check does is that allows you to kind of create and manipulate this matter for your turn on this round.
Then Kelian would move closer to either Mahogany or Liberation to make sure that they get into an appropriate space.
What I'm picturing now is this situation where, like, some asshole guy, like, somebody drops you off at the gas station and run in to get something, you come out, and they, like, open the car door and then pull forward 5 feet and stop.
Kelian has gave no indication he's going to do that yet.
Mahogany's like, motherfucker, I got your Slim Jims. What?
I just pull one out and start eating it.
Mahogany, you're up.
This is a good Slim Jim.
Alright, so how far away is Riot?
She didn't move away from you, and you guys are pretty close together, except for Serenity, so you could reach Riot if you want.
Alright, I'm gonna try to head over to Riot. And can I attempt to pick up her thing without making her drop it?
Right now, she's not holding it. All she's done is created it.
Right, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna try to
can
concentrate on it to freeze it.
Absolutely.
But okay, yeah, I'm gonna try that. Is that at disadvantage though?
No, this is a new pocket. She created matter out of existing matter. It's a new piece.
All right, and I'm gonna say that to her. I'm gonna say this isn't as hard as it was over there. Try not to fuck with the same stuff twice. But I'm gonna belief point that.
Okay. Mahogany, you're really bad at this.
I rolled a 13.
Considering you're the only person in this group who has experience with the chaos stuff so
We
far.
were fine until Mahogany decided, nah, Siggle's not good enough for me.
Okay, to be fair, El Cyclone dropped that piece of sigil.
No, seriously.
Tamale.
No, Liberation is
11.
going
Okay.
to turn toward Mahogany and say, now, what did we learn?
So Riot's So, okay, here's what happened, Mahogany. You decided the sigil wasn't good enough.
Right.
And it started breaking around you, which caused
Right.
everybody to panic, make their own little stuff. And
Yeah.
Riot made a shittier part of sigil, and now you're maintaining the smaller, shittier part of sigil.
Listen, I didn't expect him to just drop it. He's not a cipher. Nich held it.
Serenity, what's up?
I'm gonna make concentration of my own little bubble.
Okay, go ahead and
So
make that
another
intelligence
check?
check. Yeah.
11.
Okay, and now you've got your little bubble on lockdown. Now, to reiterate, your little bubble can move with you. It's not literally moving through space under you, it's creating new matter in front of you and letting the old stuff decay away.
Oh,
So
I've got
when we-
ideas for that.
When we create the new matter around us, does it have to be the same sort of stuff that we've already made?
No, absolutely not. It can be anything.
Alright, then that's what we should do from now on, you guys, if we want to trade pieces.
No, it's like I said last week, there's the only limitation is you can't create life. It has to be matter. It has to be
It's
something represented in the elemental planes.
Now let me clarify one thing here. Can I create something else outside of my bubble without dropping concentration if I don't want to stabilize it?
Yes.
Okay, excellent.
And the ominous point of glowing orange light continues to close the distance, and now it looks less like a point and more like a ball. And it's starting to take... you're starting to be able to make out details. It looks like a moving ball of fire, and it's launching smaller balls of fire in your direction. And these look like they're just exploding in the limbo space between you and them.
Oh, Destil, it's an orb of fire.
Liberation.
I'm going to go try and get into Kelian's bubble.
Okay, and you climb into Kelian's bubble. Now, these 10 by 10 pockets that you guys have made, that's big enough for 2 people to fit in comfortably. I think the rule I'm going to impose, if 3 of you have to squeeze into one of those, everybody's making all their rolls at disadvantage in there. Just because of the lack of space. It'd be like people cramming themselves into a closet and trying to swing a sword.
Well, I got a 10 by 10 space. That's room for 3 people at least.
Right.
But the thing is, I'm thinking, is that also, like, we're trying not to fall off of it?
Yeah.
I'm assuming so.
So, like, if we built, like you've got walls on the end blocking us in, so that might make it easier to stay inside of it.
So,
But it's not
Going up-
10 by 10 square, it's a 10-foot radius circle, so it's smaller than
Right,
10 by
right,
10
right.
square.
I see what you mean. Okay, yeah.
going by what Destil was ruminating about a minute ago, could I just cause a single spontaneous pocket of water in between us and the ball of fire. Not focusing on it or anything, just creating a wad of water just to...
Sure, if you want. Go ahead and make that intelligence check. What's the goal here?
Slow him down, maybe.
Okay.
But with that 8, it's probably not going to happen. I can't get a good grasp on it.
No, I mean, you make the attempt, but instead of creating a large enough ball of water, you get a big burst of steam instead, and it evaporates quickly away.
I wish I was still my other self.
That was a good thought, though.
Yeah.
What's up, Riot?
If I try to expand my thing, will Mahogany's concentration on it last?
Well, it's not your thing anymore. Now it's Mahogany's thing.
But you could
Oh.
try to expand the area around my thing to make that your thing.
Yeah, but then I'd have to concentrate. Yeah, it'd be a whole other thing. Yeah. I'm just gonna...
This is not the way this session was supposed to start. I have no idea how we got into this situation.
You know exactly how we got into this situation.
Yeah, it has a name. Let's see. I feel like what I should do at this point is just put up mirror image, because it seems like we're about to get into a fight.
So how many little riots are standing in this 10-foot radius sphere?
Under normal circumstances, I get 3 dupes.
Okay, give me one quick second.
Here, get up onto my shoulders. That'll fool them. They'll think they would never get up onto the dude's shoulders.
Riot, roll some percentile dice.
Okay. Let me color some D10s here. I'm gonna say this red one is the 10s.
Okay.
This is a 60... Wait. 69? 69. Nice.
Giggity.
Nice.
Bear with me one second.
69, dudes!
Man, there's so many underwear on my sofa.
Riot.
Mhm.
Your mirror image spell functions, but it doesn't create mirror images. Every one that creates has a totally different color scheme. It's like you're a Final Fantasy monster and you've been palette swapped 4 times.
Nice.
So you do have the benefits of the images, but anybody who's paying attention knows which one is the real you.
Well, who knows what a riot's supposed to look like?
Griot, Friot, Briot.
Gur Riot.
Riot.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Right, but Destil said it funnier. And all around your guys' little protective bubbles, you see the Sigil streets continue to dissolve into the stuff. Best estimation, you've got maybe 2 rounds before this ball of fire is within launching distance of you. Kelian, what's up?
I guess I'm gonna make the concentration save, or is it a concentration check?
It's an intelligence check. It's the same check you made to create. It's just for a different purpose.
Then yeah, I'll concentrate to make sure it's
Okay.
stable.
DC is 10 for your bubble.
Yep.
Okay, and you're stabilized. And who was in there with you? Riot?
Liberation.
Liberation. Riot and
Riot and
Mahogany are in theirs.
Yeah, we're in our own bubble.
And Serenity's a lone wolf. So, Keelan, you have your little 10-foot bubble of ease guard. Mahogany, what's up?
He has a bowl of Anaheim. I'm going to kind of grab onto Riot's arm and try to pull her forward. Does that make me move at like difficult terrain, but I can move Riot too?
No, you as long as Riot doesn't resist, you can move her wherever you want.
Alright, then I'm going to just try to move us forward such that now I'm able to like kind of modify the area around us.
To what
And
end?
I'm going to make... I'm going to position us such that we're like kind of at the end of one edge of the bubble, and in front of us is just a giant see-through crystalline wall, such that we can still see the fireballs, but now we have a little bit of defense against them.
Riot is going to resist this.
Okay, so now you've got.
Guess who she doesn't trust not to fuck everything up?
So now it's going to turn into a grapple.
just
Mahogany,
did it.
you need to make it to hit roll. Riot, you can make use either athletics or acrobatics to resist. Mahogany succeeds in the grapple, he can move you where he wants you.
All right. Off table. Yeah.
How'd that
See
work?
if He got something, and I think
Alright,
yeah, I got it.
I try to grapple Riot, fail,
16.
and move forward on my own.
Okay, so you're going to. So you want to design this crystalline wall so it's sitting outside of Riot's bubble?
Basically, well, it's my bubble now, and I'm going to move forward
Okay.
such that, like, she's left on the edge of it, I'm in
Okay.
the middle, and now the crystalline wall is in front of us. I have about half as much crystalline wall as I wanted to have.
Okay. And you create this priceless. Now, what do you make it out of?
I make it out of diamond.
Out of diamond? So you realize diamond's not like transparent.
It's very, like, I can see orange, is basically my hope here.
Is it an orange diamond?
No, it's a clear diamond.
You realize diamond burns, right? It's carbon.
Eh.
Carbon. It's D&D. Carbon hasn't been invented yet. Okay, you've got this nice diamond. Kelian looks over like, holy shit, I want to steal that wall. How much of that wall can I fit in my bag?
Oh, come on. Kelian knows that's just chaos matter and it's not going to translate to anything. Give me a break.
That's true, and I know that bag of Cheetos is just going to go straight to my thighs, but I eat it anyways.
All right.
So the goal here, Mahogany, is you're trying to create a shield between you and these fireballs.
Yeah, and now I have about half as much shield as I wanted, but
Serenity, what's
that'll
up?
have to do.
Can I make out any details on the fireball at this distance with my eagle eyesight?
Refresh my memory what Eagle Eyesight allows you to do.
I can see clearly at 1 mile and find details at up to 100 feet.
Make a perception check. You can make this check at advantage because you're looking through limbo chaos stuff and not normal matter.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a
Wow.
26, I think.
Okay, so you
25.
check on the rat hole back at Sigil. It's fine. At first, it looks like just a giant limbo fireball, like just this, like an outlier as far as size and scope. You're thinking it's just made this giant ball of fire, and maybe it's just orbiting in a weird pattern. But as you look and focus on it, you realize it's not fire. It's a construction of some kind. There's some kind of matter holding it aloft, and the dome around it, which for you guys, you were keeping a dome of breathable air, whoever's riding this thing has created a dome of fire instead. As far as seeing people, like individuals standing on it, it's still too far out. But
Okay.
you've made out those details at least.
Is that my action?
Yes, the perception check is your action.
Okay. I'm gonna use my movement to make sure I'm behind this crystal wall.
So you're going to circle back around. Okay.
Bring my platform with me.
And as you're moving, one of these fireballs explodes near to the point where you just left from. Coming arcing out from this ball of fire.
I'll relay that to the group. Looks like they're maintaining a ball of breathable fire.
There's someone in there?
I
Maybe
couldn't
it's
see
just
anyone
breathable
specifically,
back.
but it definitely doesn't look like just a big fireball rolling through the chaos.
Everybody make a Whiz 10 check before we
Okay.
take into the next turn here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I pass.
I pass.
You all have your little stable bubbles, but surrounding your smaller stable bubbles is the much larger unstable bubble that you've lost control of. And that stuff is far more volatile than just the standard limbo stuff.
So we need to scatter.
Now it's Liberation's turn.
Okay, once I'm going to move to get to the edge of Kelian space,
Okay.
and then assert my own new space and step into that.
Ugh.
Okay, make an intelligence check.
Nope, couldn't do it.
Not going to happen. And you retreat back into Kelian space, or just go ahead and float out there?
I'm going to retreat back to Kelian space.
Riot, what's up?
I gotta check the range on a spell, but while I'm doing that, tell me how far away this orb of fire is from us.
Difficult to say, because you're looking through limbo space. Distance is chaotic.
Okay.
It could be hundreds of feet away, it could be a mile away, it could be right next to you, and it just hasn't caught up in your vision yet.
Mm-hmm.
What you know for sure is that for a few moments they've been launching these fireballs, and the one they just launched exploded pretty near to where Serenity was.
Okay. This range thing is the worst so far. Not even if my spells go off, but I don't even know what's in range of my spells. Let's see.
Eldiv would have known that diamond is flammable.
Right, but he would have learned that by saying, let's just try burning diamonds, why not?
He's tried burning everything.
What I'm gonna do until this thing gets closer and I can
Okay.
be sure of range is I'm going to cast Enhance Ability and give Kelian, our smartest guy, Octopus's Cunning.
And you're casting that from your trident, right?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and explain to Kelian what he gets from Octopus's Cunning.
On Enhance Ability, it's what advantage on intelligence checks, or is it a bonus? Yeah, it's
advantage.
advantage on intelligence checks.
Right on.
Okay.
So he should be better able to create a thing that can hold all of us.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
Kelian, it's your turn, and very suddenly you realize I don't have to pick the keyhole, I can just squeeze through it. Never noticed that before.
Octo Kelian.
What's the DC to make my bubble hold everybody?
15.
All right.
That'll get about 30 feet sphere.
How long, Z? Oh,
Really? Dice, why you gotta be doing this to us today, Dice?
What were you trying to create?
I was just trying to expand my bubble,
Okay.
so there's more of it.
And you do for a moment, but as it does, it merges with the decaying sigil stuff that's already there and begins to melt away. Mahogany, what's up?
I'm looking over at Kelian. Does it look like he's losing control of the shit that he already has?
Not yet, but nobody's concentrating on that, right?
Well,
Kelian
I thought
was.
Kelian was.
If Kelian was, then no, he's not in any danger of losing it.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm going to move a little bit closer to Kelian. I'm trying to move the thing slow enough that Riot can keep up, and then move over to Kelian's.
Well, you can have at maximum of 10 feet between you and Riot, unless you either want to abandon her or force her to move with you.
That's fine. I'm I'm basically holding my action here
Okay, to do what?
by moving slowly towards Kelian, and then once she starts keeping up with me, I'm going to try to make it so that she can hop over to his bubble.
So the goal is to get Riot into Kelian's bubble.
Right.
Serenity, what's up with you?
Serenity is going to imagine a 10-foot radius ice crystal on the other side of the wall, and then point gravity directly towards that fireball.
Imagine one or create one?
Create one.
Okay.
I mean, they're the same thing here, right?
No, very much not. So you're going to create a giant ice ball, you said?
Yep.
And what do you want to do with it?
I just want to point gravity towards the incoming fireball on it.
So it just crashes into it? Okay, go ahead and make that intelligence check.
Come on, Edgar, drop a train on him.
That'd be a 6.
A 6. Instead of a ball of ice, you get a ball of greenish, peckish water. And instead of being pulled towards the fireball, it starts raining down on the Sigil streets around you. Bizarrely enough, those of you who are standing in your own little bubbles on the Sigil streets, this peckish rain doesn't pierce in. It kind of hits the top, like there's a glass dome, and then streams off the sides into the ooze puddles continuing to form between the cobblestones.
That's funny.
Even rain can't get through the glass ceiling.
This is the most surreal fight we've ever had.
It's fairly difficult to describe.
It's more of an argument than a fight.
Then how come I'm not winning?
From the fireball, instead of large meteors being thrown out, you see this huge arc of lava or magma jettison from the front of the fireball. And before you know it, this magma splashes down some 20 feet away from you guys on the very edge of what used to be the Sigil streets that are still decaying. And you see this extremely hot liquid earth cool very quickly, forming a smoking bridge between you and the fireball. Liberation, you're up.
Alright, so they created a bridge between the Sigil crap and the and their bubble, huh?
It is crap Sigil, yes.
Yeah, okay. Crappy by Sigil Saturns. Okay, I kind of I look at what Serenity's trying to do, and I'm going to try and create a wall similar to the crystalline structure that's already there. What basically, the Liberation's thought process is maybe it's easier to work with what's already there and trying to expand it than it is to try and create something completely unique.
So you're going to try to expand Mahogany's wall?
Yeah, the crystalline wall to block off this bridge that they're creating.
Hey, make your intelligence check.
Don't be terrible! Don't be terrible! 14?
14. And the diamond wall expands outward so that it touches the two decaying buildings on either side of the cobblestone street.
Okay. All right. So maybe that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Good. All right. Cool.
Riot, seeing this like jet of magma, figures that okay, it's got to be in range now, and she casts what might be the deadliest spell in Limbo, which is Confusion.
Confusion.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And this is just using a standard spell slot, right?
Yes.
What is the goal here?
The goal is to each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere, so at a point I choose within range, I don't have to be able to see the creatures, which is nice. So I can just cast it on the center of this orb.
Okay.
Of fire. and anything in a 10-foot radius sphere could become confused if they don't pass their wisdom save. And my goal is to just like, because I know that stuff on Limbo is like maintained by the will of the individual creating it. I want to make them unable to do so at all.
And you're not concentrating on your little bubble right now, correct?
No, that's Mahogany.
Gotcha. All right, roll some percentile.
Okay. Once again, red is 10s. This time we got a 67.
Have you ever cast this spell before?
Nope, this is new.
But we don't have a song forthcoming?
No, I haven't had time to write one. I've been slammed at work lately.
I mean, you don't even have to write the song. You just sing word salad for a minute.
I like to have songs.
Whenever you cast a spell that has a radius like this, you have some kind of like innate feeling of like where it's going to go and what that sphere is going to, how much space it's going to fill, just kind of like reflexively. And usually the sphere is invisible. The sphere that you create on the edge of this fireball, thinking you're aiming into the middle of it, you feel that it's the correct size, but what strikes you as weird is that it's the wrong color, by which I mean any color at all. So you've got this kind of pukish green swirl of gas sitting amidst just inside of this ball of fire, and you don't know what's going on in the middle of that sphere. You're pretty sure the spell worked fine, but like, have you ever made dinner and it looked a little bit off, and then you still ate it anyway?
Yeah.
That's kind of what's happening.
There's a cafeteria at work where every now and then they'll make a pizza that's like, this looks a little odd. And I eat it anyway.
Hey, Kelian, what smells like purple?
You've never smelled purple before?
I've never smelled purple before, and I hope to never again.
Anyway, the DC to beat is 18.
Okay.
Oh, and Kelian's Octopus's Cunning is gone, because that was also a concentration spell.
The buildings closest to you guys, on your right-hand side, all of the storefronts, which up till now were made of wood or stone or whatever, ice over and just become this slick sheet of ice that immediately begins melting away as ice normally would. Kelian, you're up.
I just have a question.
Yes.
So, Riot, you're staying in this bubble?
Oh, and I guess I could use my movement to move to the edge of the bubble, because I kind of see what you're doing.
Okay.
And it does seem like a good idea to try and jump over to Kelian's bubble.
Then that triggers Mahogany's held action.
Yeah, and I'll move the bubble over to Kelian.
Okay. So, right.
And I don't have Octopus's Cunning anymore?
No, you don't.
Okay.
I mean, you never really did.
Considering that roll, yeah.
Yeah.
Kelian.
Dice?
Well, I'm going to try to expand it anyway. Big bucks, no whammies. Big bucks, no whammies. There we go.
Hey.
19.
Okay, so you're going to expand it out to what, about 15 feet?
To hold the party.
To hold the party, okay.
Yeah.
That's going to be about 30-ish. So, Kelian, you push back these oozy broken cobblestones and this bizarre icy storefront, and you now have this block of Isgardian soil underneath you.
What happens to the alley that we have made that was directly adjacent to his previous Isgard plane?
It kind of gets swallowed up around and becomes like an enclave.
Weird. So weird.
Does it make a fun little, like, bubble
Yes.
absorbing sound?
I know the only one of you guys that can like picture what I'm picturing is Nodal, because we played Abduction together. So
It's a game of circles and making your circles test.
right. And sometimes it's circles within larger circles, and that's going to bring us to Mahogany.
All right, now that Riot is safely over with Kelian, I'm going to. So when it's been shooting at us,
Mm-hmm.
Did it ever hit one of our bubbles?
No. The closest it got is it exploded at a point near to where Serenity was, but she had left the main bubble and made her own little space and then came back.
Alright, well, I'm not super confident that this thing is actually trying to hurt us, given that it's a creature made of fire, and it's just shooting fire. And I'm not 100% confident that it could use Limbo stuff to hurt us anyway, because we're keeping our own bubbles around us. So it wouldn't be able to change Limbo to affect us in our bubbles. So I'm gonna walk over there and try to make contact with this fire creature.
Okay, so you are alone in your little sigil alley, and you're going to move over towards the magma bridge?
Yeah, and as I walk forward, like, the walls of the Sigil Alley gradually become more crystalline, and, like, a little trickle of stream starts to flow down the center of the alley, like after a hard day of rain.
Make a intelligence saving throw. Before you make that throw, let me ask. Is your alley, are you situating it above the ground where the magma bridge connects? Or are you walking along the ground, so you would kind of be walking onto the magma bridge?
No, I don't want to intersect the magma bridge, because
Okay.
I'm thinking that that's its thing, and I can't affect it. So I want to keep it into my own stuff.
So you're going to stop shy of that bridge then?
Right.
But you're on the ground?
I'm on the ground of my alley. I don't really know what the ground is, because as far as I'm concerned, we're in, like, a 3D plane.
That's true, but I'm considering the ground to be like the baseline cobblestone street that Liberation had formed originally.
Basically, Mahogany has no problem thinking of the world as a 3D plane. So as he starts to walk forward, like, you know when you're trying to get, like, a road in SimCity over another road, and you kind of have to, like, bridge it? That's what Mahogany's doing.
This is the weirdest.
The stream of the water, by the way, is flowing towards the way Mahogany's walking, even when he's going uphill.
So when does Bowser come in and destroy everything?
Well, I'm thinking that Mahogany should get a little pop-up with Lois Vesterhoff with a big green afro, saying, "Why are you building this giant crystal wall when we need more police stations?"
We don't need more police stations.
Okay,
Oh my god.
now go ahead and make that intelligence saving throw, Mahogany.
Yep. I have another question. Is this a concentration roll? Because I have a feat that lets me make concentration rolls at advantage.
Would a concentration roll be an intelligence save?
I have no idea. That's the thing.
No.
'Cause you
Concentration-
call it concentration.
A concentration is specifically a wisdom save. This is an intelligence save.
Okay.
If you sustain damage, you'll have to make a concentration check to maintain what you're already
I think it's actually a
concentrating on.
Constitution save.
That's fine.
Oh, it is Constitution. You're right, not wisdom. But no, this is an intelligence save. How'd you do?
15.
15. You're approaching this magma bridge, and the intention is to kind of come up to the edge of it. As you're moving your little bubble, like you are kind of reaching
Oh,
out.
actually, I got a 19. I didn't realize. I'm training in intelligence. I'm sorry.
You're kind of reaching out with your mind as you move, and you can feel the edge of your space. And inside of it, it feels very comfortable and very stable. But you can kind of feel the edges where it touches the limbo space out there. And the edge of your space kind of meets the edge of where this magma bridge is, and it feels very wrong. There's something very wrong about the edge of this bridge. It's not the same as, oh, this is the edge of my space in Riots, or this is the edge of my space in Limbo. Whatever's maintaining this magma bridge is something very, very different than the mines you're used to.
And I'm going to shout that out to the team, but I'm also going to let them know what I'm doing. Like, it's thinking really strange, but so does some other people we know, so I'm going to try to talk to it.
Okay, what do you say?
That's exactly what I said.
But I mean, what you're going to talk to it? What do you say? I mean, you have to
Oh,
shout.
is it close enough? And I'm going to say, hey, we're just passing through. Are you hostile? That's how... Listen, I got a -2 to charisma.
And they
That's
say,
the best I got.
they yell back, "No, we're not hostiles." They roll the cannons forward.
Yeah.
Serenity, what's your deal?
Stay right there and don't move.
You're not Serenity.
No.
No, I was saying I was taking the
I said Serenity, not
Or
Liberation.
Yep. Serenity is going to try and create a wall around this on the edge of the magma bridge, like on our side.
Okay, made out of what?
Stone.
Okay.
Flat, featureless stone. About 10-foot radius.
Make your intelligence check.
7.
First of all, it doesn't come out as stone, and it doesn't come out as a wall. You start making this like little pyramid of why not, tapioca pudding. And it's an indication of a failure to make the thing you wanted to make, but it's where you're trying to make it, immediately holes begin to punch through it, which means, Mahogany, you get splashed up and down your body by this ice-cold blob of tapioca pudding. It's almost as if there's a force on the other side with a giant fist blasting through it. And before long, this pudding collapses into just a formless blob and begins seeping away in all directions.
Aside from that, just flattening herself back against the crystalline wall, ready to act if anything comes across this bridge.
Serenity and Mahogany, you see clearest. On the other side of this bridge, which looks very long from where you're standing, but emerging from the bizarre color swirl inside of this fire, you see a mass of humanoid creatures. I say humanoid, and I'm using the term very loosely. They're small, furry monkey creatures, and they seem very, very confused. They're running into each other on their side of the bridge. It's like they're trying to advance across the bridge, but instead they're all banging their heads together at the edge of that swirl. So now I get to roll every d20 I own. Twice. And as you're watching, a couple of them, 4 or 5 maybe, seem to regain their composure and start rushing down the bridge towards you. And they're not moving like man or beast. They're kind of using all 4 of their limbs. But right now you're picturing like a gorilla running using its knuckles. It's not like that. They're flailing with all 4 of their limbs in this extremely chaotic fashion.
So, Brick.
Yeah.
Do you know what the confusion spell does?
I mean, I just read it.
Okay. Wanted to make sure.
It says use all its movement to move in a random direction.
Okay.
And I did that.
All right.
Okay. But then I made saving throws, and some of them shook it off. So basically, a couple of them made their saving throw. Are going to come down the bridge at you. The rest are bopping heads together on the edge of this bridge. But looking at the size of these creatures, or how big you must imagine them to be, gives you kind of a sense of scale at the other end. And this ball of fire is much larger than you anticipated. If these things are the size of a human being, there's room on this bridge for 6 of them to stand abreast. And 5 of them have managed to start making their way down the bridge. Liberation, you're up.
What are these things?
You want to use your action to try to figure that out?
You know what? Yeah.
Make a nature, history, or arcana check.
All right, let's go with history.
Okay.
9. Nope.
9. They are monsters of some kind.
Okay, then.
And you suddenly realize that you're like 3 months old and you've never had a formal education. Why did I think I would be good at history?
Come on, Elsie Clone. You needed to read more books.
Riot, what's up?
Have the monkey creatures exited the orb of fire?
The ones you can see have all exited. Essentially what you were looking at are the ones whose random movement brought them out of the fire onto the bridge, and then... So what's going on inside the fire, you're not sure.
Okay. Then I'm going to see if... Well, I don't know if they're within range, because Produce Flame's range is pretty short. It's like 30 feet? Yeah, it's 30 feet. But now that they're out of fire, and it seems like I could reasonably target them with a fire spell, if any of them are within range, I'm going to cast it at them.
Make an Arcana check real quick.
Okay. Is this what? Right here is that's pretty good. That's 21.
They just stepped out of a giant ball of fire. Your produced flame is very likely not going to burn them.
Yeah, that's true. I was thinking that like it was like a fiery armor, like Elda's old investiture of flame thing used to work.
Right.
And then once they stepped inside, they were vulnerable. But now, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, they weren't being burned by this elemental ball of fire that's engulfing this platform up there. That your produced flame is likely not going to work.
Okay, that's fair enough. Let's instead go with Vicious Mockery, which has a longer range anyway.
Okay, and it's a saving throw, correct?
Yep, it's a Wisdom saving throw.
And what's the range?
60 feet.
60 feet. Now, these
Do I need
creatures...
to roll percentile on that?
You will, but one thing at a time. It looks like they're more than 60 feet away from you, but you reason that they can't be because of the distance it looks like that bridge covered and the speed at which it looks like they're coming across. And you can only hit one with Vicious Mockery, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, go ahead and roll percentile.
Okay. I would love to see once this adventure's over what the table you're reading looks like. This time we got a 92.
92.
Fire.
Riot.
Mm-hmm.
Roll a d4.
Okay. Let's go rolling several d4s in a second, but yeah, sure. To 4.
A 4. What is the most biting, hard-hitting, heartbreaking insult Riot can possibly think of if she was using this spell on Mahogany?
I don't know why we'd I don't know why we'd bring along someone so stupid and uncreative as you on a plane like this.
Ooh.
You're targeting... That was harsh, dude. Like,
You asked.
I mean... you don't have beef with Nodal, do you? I mean... No, you're targeting this monkey creature coming down the bridge, and for some reason, as you're targeting this spell, all you can think of is hurting Mahogany. And the plane bends the spell in that direction,
Oh.
and you will do
Oh.
half damage to this creature.
Okay.
Because you're insulting it with things meant for Mahogany.
Was the D4 one of us?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Of course.
So good.
That's delight.
The good question mark news is I rolled 7 on that 2d4, and so it is 3 damage.
3 damage. Okay.
But it's also got disadvantage on its second attack.
Okay. Kelian, what's up? Actually, hold on. I got to roll for Limbo real quick.
Yay.
Fire monkeys or funky.
Kelian, what's up?
Scientifically.
So, making sure I understand the scene right, I've got Kelian bubble,
Mhm.
and just right outside of the Kelian bubble is the collapsing sickle bubble,
Yep.
to which there is a magma bridge to this fire orb thing.
Yep.
Okay.
The magma at this point has cooled down to blackened stone.
Kelian will walk closer towards the fire orb thing, but he is perfectly content with concentrating on his bubble.
Okay. Right now, my concentrators are Serenity, Mahogany, and Kelian. Do I have that correct?
Mhm.
Alright, all my asterisks are in the correct place. I'm an attentive DM. Mahogany, what's up?
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
Be right back.
which I triple checked does not require concentration.
That's fine. Go ahead and roll percentile.
No, I know. I'm just terrified of casting something that requires concentration while I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm gonna have green be 10s, because green is a more 10-like number.
And this is why Riot insulted you.
38.
Okay.
Could have been an 83, but no.
And the spell works fine.
Always roll 38. And I'm going to attempt to speak to some of the less addled funkies.
And what do you say?
Just call them funkies.
Right, they're fire monkeys. And I'm gonna say, I'm sorry. Can you understand me? I'm trying to find out whether or not you're hostile. My friends are nervous.
And the incredibly
They're saying very
hostile-looking
hurtful
fire
things
monkeys
because of it.
don't give any indication that they've understood what you said.
And I'm gonna call back. I don't think they're animals. And then Mahogany's gonna shrug. Shoot them.
Serenity, you're up.
How far away is the bridge with where the monkeys have gotten to from where I am behind the crystal wall?
You could reach that edge with your movement,
Okay.
because Mahogany is pretty close up to there at that point, and he only moved one turn away from you.
So Serenity is going to steer her little platform so that it's got clearance, but so the wall is no longer between them.
Okay.
And then she is going to manipulate gravity so it is straight down. Down being towards the bridge.
And just attempt to crush them?
She's going to drop her platform on them and then come in swinging, yep.
Okay. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Is this something I can see?
No.
Okay. Oh, then I guess I just take the 12, because... Yeah, I'll take... Sorry, stupid can I see it gives me advantage. I guess that's the 17 then, since I did reroll, so... that would be a 18.
Okay. The plan was to have your platform fall with the force of gravity onto one of the monkey creatures, and then kind of dive in swinging. What actually happens is your platform falls towards the monkey creatures, then stops very abruptly and very joltingly. And it's like the elevator that was in free fall beneath you suddenly catches itself. And there's pain in your legs. You manage to keep yourself standing on the platform and not get knocked off or knocked prone. But you still got a good 20 feet below you to the monkey creatures.
Barbarian Rage, drop down, attack the nearest one.
You just jump down and attack?
Yep. What's damage on 20 foot? Do I make acrobatics to reduce that? I don't remember this edition. Or is it
Doesn't count as movement if
athletics?
you're falling.
Let me look real quick. I think it's acrobatics.
While he's looking that up, I'm going to run to the fridge and get a drink. So give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back.
See under dexterity, beautiful.
So this combat is Wacky Shack.
Yeah, this is great. This is the weirdest combat I've ever been involved in.
Mahogany's not even in combat yet.
Yeah.
Mahogany's in conversation still.
176.
Mahogany got doused in tapioca pudding.
If you think this is the first time.
Wow, whatever you get up to on the weekends, man, that's your own business.
Mahogany hangs out with sensates.
Hence the reason why every time you do something weird, it's like that's why LC Clone / Liberation ask, are you sure you're not a sensate?
Listen, I'm a priest of Lu, who spends his time mostly between the sensates and the ciphers.
Alright, what's the verdict?
The rules are not... Oh, here it is. It's actually under the falling rules.
Well, that's exactly what you're doing.
Yep.
Either drowning or falling.
I'll tell you what, I will never complain about another RPG book index now that I played 7C.
Is that index bad?
Stealth, other dexterity.
Like, calling it bad would be a compliment. It became a
60 was
running
better
joke.
about it.
They actually don't. I don't see rules for either skill reducing falling damage, so I guess just take 2d10.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the class feature that lets me reduce falling damage.
12 points bludgeon damage as you hit the ground.
6.
Oh,
And
no!
have my movement to stand back up and yeah, nearest monkey.
Okay, go ahead and roll to hit.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, I haven't used this character sheet in a while. So dusty.
It's okay, I just spilled a bunch of soda.
Don't do that.
That's bad.
Soda abuse.
That's like 7C index bad.
2d6 plus 7 plus 8 to hit. Reckless attack, obviously.
Okay. Yeah, obviously.
Jumping off a rock 20 feet down, that's pretty reckless to me.
25 on the first attack.
To hit or?
To hit, yes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They're little monkey guys. They don't have 25 AC. Are you kidding me?
$16 damage.
And you smash the first one's guts in.
Do I have? Can I move to a second one and take a second swing?
Yeah, because 4 of them were You're meeting the 4 on the bridge that broke their confusion and were coming down towards you.
18 on AC
That hits.
for 18 damage.
And you squash that one as well. And as soon as you bring your maul down and splatter this thing's brains against this magma bridge, you realize there's no air here. And that's going to bring us to the ominous point of glowing light.
How ominous.
So the first thing I'm going to do is attack Serenity 3 times with little monkey creatures. Two, 6, 9, 9, 4. Those are all going to fail. This 20 is good, though. Oh, they all get 2 attacks. No. Listen, it was still fun to roll those dice.
Oh, I'm not going to begrudge you that, Brickroot.
Serenity.
Yep.
7 points of piercing damage as these 3 remaining monkeys swarm around you and attempt to bring you down with their claws. One of them managed to bite high up in the thigh with its disgusting poisonous mouth. And now I gotta make a whole crap load of saving throws. And roll a bunch of d8s.